Hello, everybody. Welcome to Signals from the Frontline, your every Monday and Friday videocast on Twitch, rebroadcast on YouTube, and as always, a podcast on iTunes. My name's Frankie, and this is Pablo.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
So Reese is still on a plane. He'll be here tonight, and he should be back into the office on Tuesday, tomorrow. I know you guys all missed his sweet, soothing voice, but should be back on Friday's show. It's been nice having you, Pablo.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have you on future episodes.
We'll see. I'm enjoying them.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
For sure. I will be a little tired, so sorry if I stumble on some things. I just got back from Scorched Earth, which was this weekend. A lot of fun. I got back at 2 a.m, so give me a little bit of a break. So yeah, as always, Signals from the Frontline is brought to you by Frontline Gaming, your place for cheap hobby goods, blogs, ITC, all sorts of good stuff. So let's jump into it. And currently, actually, Frontline Gaming is selling the Silver Tower Warhammer Quest, 25% off. So make sure to get your orders into orders@frontlinegaming.org. Get your 25% off your entire order if you order any more GW product in there. It looks like a really fun game. You guys opened it up this weekend and checked out some of the stuff. Mariano was actually putting some of the models together.
Oh, yeah.
So
The models look crazy.
yeah,
I love them.
Yeah, the rules look really fun. We're gonna play a video, or we're gonna do a video of it this Wednesday, and we'll get it posted up for you guys so you can see how the game's played. Supposedly they're gonna be coming out with all sorts of different expansions, all this other things. Make sure to get your orders in as well, because I guess GW is selling out quickly. So.
Yep.
All right, guys, let's jump into it. The reason why you guys are all here is to watch and learn about Death from the Skies. It's the new supplement that came out, what, a week, 2 weeks ago?
I think it came out last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend. It's got some cool stuff in here. I was reading it this morning. You took a look at it this week.
I've taken a look at it a few times.
Yeah, it's got some cool rules. Some of the the little like formations that you can put your guys into, what are the attack wings?
Yes.
Are really neat. You get some really good bonuses. Let's go ahead and start with which one were you most impressed by, Pablo?
The attack wings. I don't remember the names, but I was impressed by the attack wings that you had to bring 4 flyers for.
Yeah.
Specifically, the one where if the 4 flyers were in a horizontal line, they had a 4++, and it will not die while they were in that wing. And then at the end of the movement phase, you kind of just go like, hey, there we go. We're going to sit up right here in a line, and we're going to shoot at you. And if you shoot back at us, we will probably not die.
I gotcha.
And then if they, it's just, I really like the movement part of the flyers thing. I actually really like the book. From what I've read online, it's mixed. Some people really dislike it, and some people are like, oh, it's cool. But in general, I think a lot of people think it's a waste of time.
Yeah, it's got some cool things, but let's go ahead and start about it. So you got your attack wing, which is 2 or 4 flyers in the same detachment.
The same unit.
Or the same unit.
Yeah.
But it's not really like a unit. You roll 1 reserve roll, but they don't have to shoot at the same targets. They can shoot at different guys.
They come onto the board as a unit.
Yeah.
So you make 1 roll, they come on, they have to be within coherence of each other when they come on. But after that, each wing can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then the fluff behind it, the way GW wants us to look at attack wings and flyers, is that these are a squadron of like Stormtalon Tech Marines who have been flying through dozens of campaigns.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why they have like ace pilots and then a wing leader. And so if you kind of look into it from that perspective, it makes a lot of sense, because normally if you bring a wing of 3 Stormtalons, or even like Vindicators or a unit of Mauler Fiends or whatever, right, you would expect them to be a unit. You would expect them to synergize with each other. And flyers were the only units in the game that were missing.
Yeah. So the wing leaders, they get some really cool buffs. I really like the wing leaders. I like the special rules, the special chart that they added in. We'll talk about it as we go.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then we've got the attack patterns. These are the things where you get the certain bonuses. So the first one is the Vigilance attack pattern. This is 2 flyers within, what is that? A
2 to 6, it's diagonally within 2 to 6 inches of each other. I think the 2 wing attack wings are the bread and butter ones.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of
they're really simple, but they're just cost effective. This one gives you +1 to bliss. So, okay, this is the thing about attack patterns. Depending on the type of flyer you are, you get a different benefit. Attack flyers, they get a benefit towards shooting units on the ground. fighters get unit benefits of shooting other flyers, and bombers kind of get different benefits. They're kind of like attackers, but in general, the theme is that bombers are slightly worse.
Yeah,
in general,
as they were before.
Yes.
But so in this the vigilance attack pattern, the attacking flyer, or the attack flyers get +1 ballistic skill when targeting ground targets, and they get +1 on their saving throw for jinx saves. The bombers get +1 strength to their bomb, which is really cool because a lot of the bombs are strength 9, so they go up to strength 10.
That's cool.
And then they get the +1 on the jinx saves, and then a fighter gets +1 ballistic skill when shooting at air targets and gets +1 to their jinx save.
And they do mention that air targets are also flying monsters creatures. I think I read that somewhere in the book. I wasn't 100% sure what they defined an air target as.
I don't know. Maybe not. Oh yeah, they do. Flying
Yeah.
monsters creatures, gargantuan creatures.
Flying gargantuan
Yeah.
creatures are air
Skimmers.
targets. Anything in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Skimmers
skimmers.
are too. Jet
Yeah.
bikes.
Jet bikes. Ha! Suck it, Eldar.
Fine. All right, and then we've got the vehemence. I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Vehemence.
Vehemence. There you go.
Attack pattern.
Attack pattern. So this is 3 flyers, and they basically form a triangle. The attack flyers get tank hunter versus ground targets. Bombers reroll failed armor penetrations on their bombs, and fighters have the tank hunter special rule versus air targets.
This makes you a little easier to kill vehicles.
Kind of neat. I don't know if you'll really see it all that often.
A triangle's really hard to get. Have you ever tried making a triangle with
Flyers? No.
any vehicle,
No.
let alone flyers?
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that one. That
No.
one's okay. Then we got the intolerance attack pattern. Attacking flyers get the ignore cover versus ground targets. Pretty good. Bombs get ignores cover, which is really good.
That's really
and the
good.
fighters get ignores cover versus air targets.
That one's 3 diagonally.
Yeah.
I think we're
Which
probably
is
going to
not
see that
hard
one.
to do, yeah.
No, probably going to see that one the most.
So the ignore cover is not bad, especially since you think about all the different flyers you can take. And you can take like Helldrakes and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the Helldrake is though. It might be. Hopefully it's not.
I think the Helldrake
a
is an
fighter.
attacker. I think it's an attack.
I hope so.
Attack
'Cause if
flyer.
it's a fighter. Oh man. All right, then we've got the unmerciful attack pattern, which is 3 in a straight line. You've got what do they get? They get bonuses that are flat out, where they can move even farther. And the second flyer, the first flyer.
Okay, so
is this?
so it's every flyer is in a straight line going in the same direction.
Yeah,
The
there
first
you go.
flyer, all the flyers get to double their flat out move or
Yep.
double their pursuit value when they're moving flat out. And the other thing they added in this book is flyers get they get other stats. They get an agility stat, pursuit stat, and I think a speed stat. I don't know.
They get agility. I don't know. But anyways, so in the attack flyer, the second guy that shoots at an enemy target gets +1 ballistic skill, and the third one gets +2 ballistic skill versus ground targets. The bombs get to reduce the distance of a scatter by 1, and they can drop their bomb on a flat out, which is pretty cool.
And also all the attack flyers and fires can also fire after they've moved flat out as well, and they can fire all 4 weapons. So it's essentially battle focus for your flyers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So you get pursuit, agility, and combat roll.
Okay.
And then the fighter gets the same thing as the attacker, but versus flying units.
Yes.
I think it's okay. It's not super powerful, but not terrible either. Indomitable attack pattern. Now this one's weird. You got a triangle, and then you've got an extra guy, or you can do. Oh yeah, it's the same thing.
So it's basically a combination of the intolerance attack pattern and the vehemence attack pattern.
Yeah.
So if you form a triangle and also form a diagonal line that's connected into the triangle, which sounds complicated. You need 4 flyers. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Some of these patterns are really complex and it could be really challenging to do. And the thing is with these patterns is you have to have this many flyers in order to do them. So
Yeah.
like this one, you would need 4 flyers, and they would all have to be alive in order to.
And they'd all have
complete
to be within 2 to 6 inches of each other, forming this specific shape.
Yep.
Um,
So you got the vehicle at the front of the pattern receives the special rule it would normally receive for being in the vigilance pattern. Oh, like you said, you gain the 2 benefits of those patterns.
yes.
For all the guys, so pretty neat. This is the one that you were talking about. You got the omniscience
Omniscience.
attack pattern.
Omniscience attack pattern.
There you go. And oh no, this is the different one. So this one, what is it? They just pick one
this
enemy
one.
unit.
Okay.
That's within line of sight of all 4 flyers that are in the line, and then they get preferred enemy for the rest of the game.
Against that type of unit.
Yeah. So like, let's say you shoot at a tactical marine squad, you get preferred enemy tactical marines for the rest of the game on those 4 flyers.
Or
this one you will
bike.
see quite often.
Yes. Oh yeah. I think it's really good. I mean, you need 4 flyers.
Yeah.
This is actually the one I actually misspoke. This one was the one I was talking about, not the fortitude
attack pattern.
They're both really good. The fortitude attack power we'll get to next. That's the other one.
Yeah.
But I love the preferred enemy for the rest of the game mechanic, and
It's
it also
neat.
specifically says you can target different units at the end of every movement phase.
Yeah.
And get different preferred enemies.
Good. But no, I think that one's really good, and you will see it on the table because I mean, preferred enemy is pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So then you've got the fortitude attack pattern. This one is you make a square, so you got 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and all flyers in this wing have a 4+ invo save, and it will not die.
No, it's not for the rest of the game.
No.
It's just
Just while
as
they're
long
in
as
the
you have
pattern.
the pattern, and then
And they also get interceptor, so that's pretty neat. Interceptor's not bad. So
yeah, that's actually really good if you null deploy and your
Yeah.
flyers come out and they're the only things that do come out. You can just stick them on there and then just be like, okay, shoot at me, and then I'm gonna intercept anything you have.
Or could you imagine this detachment right here with like 4 Helldrakes and they all have interceptor?
Oh my gosh!
Come on in.
Can you intercept with template
Water's totally fine.
with torrent weapons? I don't see why not.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think you can. All right, so then we've got the dogfight phase. This is what everybody's been talking about, and everybody was a little worried and all that. After reading over the rules, it's quite complex. There's quite a there's quite a bit of rules that go into it. There's 4 different phases. I was talking to somebody and they said that it added like an entire hour to their game, like actually doing it.
yes.
What's funny is it's not one of the rules that GW have where like both players have to decide to do it. If one player wants to do it, you have to roll to see if you can do the dogfight. And then whoever wins gets to choose whether they do a dogfight or not.
That's so
So
funny.
it's an interesting.
Or they can just choose not to do the dogfight.
Both players can, yeah.
Yeah, they can be like, you know what? I don't want to lose my Fire Raptor.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose your Thunderhawk
Well,
or whatever.
It's a weird thing because it happens at the beginning of the turn, before movement, before you even roll for reserves. Your flyers come on, fight each other, they fly off, and then they may fly back on.
Yeah,
In the movement
if they
phase.
survive.
Yeah. So it's interesting. There are some cool things in here. I think it would be really fun just to play a game with a bunch of flyers doing dogfights.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a blast.
I think that would be cool.
So basically, the way it works is you both roll off. Whoever wins becomes the attacker. Whoever loses becomes the defender. Then you're gonna secretly put a dice down of what you're gonna be doing. You both do it, and there's a chart on what happens. It's
Depending on
maybe
what
the defender
player
will
picked
win the
was.
roll, or the other guy will win the roll.
Yeah, it's essentially 3 separate rock paper scissors games.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very good way of describing what happens. Do the maneuver, so this is your time to like dodge. There's also some things in here where you get to move the enemy flyer.
Okay.
Some other weird things. So like you can get into different attack formations and stuff against other flyers. Like when you shoot at the front, you like snapshot at each other.
Yeah.
If you're behind one,
You reroll ones
You
or-
reroll ones or
or
something like that. You get certain bonuses for what angle you're hitting the enemy flyer. So it's cool. You can jink, so you get cover saves if somebody is shooting at you.
But then you come onto the board jinking.
Jinking, yeah.
Yeah, which is it's
like,
kind of cool
"Wow."
if you can get your opponent's Storm Raven to jink with your Tau Bomber
Yeah.
because you outpicked them. That may be kind of funny.
And then when a flyer dies in the dogfight phase, you roll on this chart to see what happens. On a 1, they crash and burn in your deployment. The enemy gets to place where the template goes, but it can't be within 1 inch of an enemy model.
Okay.
So then you scatter it from there. It's not really going to have any effect on the game
Yeah.
unless you get a lucky scatter, I guess.
Yeah.
Destroyed in midair, the flyer just explodes. That's result 2 through 5. And then a 6, you actually get to place it in the enemy deployment 1 inch away from an enemy model. Kind of interesting. We forgot to talk about air superiority. If you have more flyers than your opponent.
No, if you
have flyers,
if
and
you have
don't
flyers and your opponent doesn't have flyers, so it happens at the end of the dogfight phase. So after the dogfight happens, if you choose to have a dogfight, you get to you check for air superiority. If you have a flyer and your opponent doesn't have a flyer, you get +1 or -1 to your reserve rolls for the turn, and your opponent gets -1 to their reserve rolls.
Yeah.
Now, I actually really like mechanic. That's actually my favorite mechanic out of the whole book. Just because if you have flyers, traditionally flyers, they control what goes in and out of the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
Like, will your drop ships come on and drop off troops? Will they not? As your troops are vulnerable, driving up in a convoy, a flyer can bomb them.
Yeah.
Right? So I actually really like that role. And +1, -1 to your reserve rolls is cool. And the -1 to your reserve rolls to your opponent's reserve rolls isn't devastating, but it definitely makes
really
you second guess, should I bring a flyer?
Yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was a special rule if you have more fighters than bombers or something like that. You got some... Nope, I'm thinking something else.
Well, I'm sure we'll find it. Oh, the other thing, the agility stat, every flyer can essentially make a vector dancer movement with break. They're called break turns.
Break turns.
So at any point during your movement phase, when you come on, you roll. You basically roll an agility test, and if you pass, you can make a 90-degree turn in any direction or in 90 degrees.
That's one of the most positive things that come out of this is it makes flyers really good.
Yeah.
I mean, getting a 180-degree movement on your turn is pretty good.
Yeah, and I think it kind of makes flyers like the Vulture a little less special because they get Vector Dancer. They don't have. I guess they auto pass their agility tests with Vector Dancer.
Do they? Or do they get both?
Do they do?
I think they get both.
So they would be able to break turn and then turn again.
Yeah,
So they're basically vehicles at that point.
Unless they take it away, they might take Vector Dancer away from flyers.
I hope not.
They do have every flyer in here that gets these special rules.
I don't think they have any
We'll
flyers
see
in
it
there.
when we get there.
Anyways,
All right, so the wing leader special rules. These are really cool. So they got Valkyrie wing leader rules. So those of you that take those Valkyries, here's some special things you can get on a 1 through 2. The wing leader and models from this wing can move an extra 3 inches and automatically pass break turns. Boom. 3 through 4, you can re-roll to wound and armor penetration rolls of 1.
That's
if they
pretty
are
good.
in an attack pattern. And then 5 through 6, the wing leader and models from this flyer wing can reroll failed saves when jinking. Pretty good. As long as they're in attack patterns. So as
So
long
they
as they're
have
in any of the patterns that we talked about earlier, they get to reroll jink saves or move an extra 3 inches and automatically pass break checks.
okay, all
pretty
right,
cool.
I like
Okay.
it.
The Space Marine ones, though, I think are really good. 1 through 2, they ignore crew stun and shaken.
That's pretty good.
Inflicted on the wing leader, only the wing leader.
Oh, okay, all right.
3 through 4, Angels of Death. The wing leader can reroll to wound and armor penetration rolls of 1. And Chapter Champion. The wing leader has a 5+ invo save in addition if the to hit roll on an attack made by the wing leader. In a dogfight as a 6, the attacker receives an Armor Bane special rule.
So 5 and 6 are, if you're not playing the dogfight phase, that can be a little underwhelming.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I think the Blood Angels one, I
You
think
like
they
the
have the
Blood
best
Angels
table,
one? The Dark
personally.
Angels one's pretty fun, too.
All right, well, here's the Blood Angels one.
1 through 2, Red Thirst. Add 1 to the wing leader's pursuit value. So the pursuit happens in the dogfight phase. It's one of the new traits that they all get. So they get a pursuit value, which I think happens in the second rock, paper, scissors. So that's the one where I think you get to move the enemy model. 3 through 4, Supremely Skillful. The wing leader automatically passes any break turn tests. Super good. And then Aura of Sanguinus. If the wing leader is wrecked or destroyed, then you can make one final attack before the damage is applied as if it were in
Awesome.
their shooting phase. So they get to shoot twice in a turn. Probably.
Hopefully.
All right. Grey Knights wing leaders. 1 through 2, they got Cloud Mind. The wing leader has the Shrouded special rule against enemy attacks made at range 18 or less.
Okay.
Pretty good.
So you jink for a 2+.
Sixth Sense. The first time the wing leader suffers a penetrating hit in each turn, roll a dice. On a 4+, the hit is ignored. So they basically get a 4+ jink without even needing to jink.
It's cool.
Gifted Psyker. The wing leader has the Psychic Pilot Mastery level 1 special rule and knows the Banishment and Cleansing Flame powers. And Cleansing Flame is super good. If you guys haven't played against Cleansing Flame,
So you can have a Grey Knight Storm Raven with Cleansing Flame.
flying around. Yeah.
Flying around. Hovering around.
Or hovering. Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually. I'm surprised they didn't give it Sanctuary or...
Sanctuary.
Because I
Gate of
didn't...
Infinity.
Gate of Infinity. Oh.
All right, Raven Wing leader. This one's kind of cool. Add 1 to the pursuit value. And then Sweep the Skies, the wing leader, and any models from this flyer wing can move on from any point along any table edge from ongoing reserves.
Well, that's cool.
So they can come out like behind the opponent. They come out from any side. Pretty neat. And then Seekers the Foe, any friendly unit with the Dark Angels faction that's deep striking within 12 inches of the wing leader do not scatter.
Oh,
So
wow. That's really
I think
good.
the Raven Wing one is actually the best
You think so?
so far. Well, I don't know. The Grey Knight one's pretty good if you get a 5 or 6. Space Wolves Wing Leader, add 1 to the pursuit value. Worm Slayer, the Wing Leader has the Monster Hunter special rule. Lord of Iron, at the start of each turn, roll dice. For any hull points, the Wing Leader is taken on a 4+. Gets repaired. Oh yeah, the Necron one's really good too. Dark Eldar, yep, Pursuit for 1 or 2. Arrogant Perfectionist on 3 through 4 can re-roll the dice.
1 dice roll for the wing leader
yeah,
each
there you
turn. Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like a Fate Weaver just for you. Just re-roll 1 die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-roll this twin linked gun. Or no, you can't re-roll twin linked. You know what I mean? A Jinx save or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
The Selfish Leader, you can add 1 to the Wing Leader's ballistic skill if he shoots first. It fits Dark Eldar fluff. They're selfish. Eldar Wing, let's see. We're just gonna ignore 1 or 2 because they basically do the same thing.
Yeah, they're all
So-
the dogfight subphase.
3 through 4, Supremely Graceful. The Wing Leader has a 5+ Invo save. Blessed of Cain, you can re-roll to hit rolls of 1 for the Wing Leader and all of the other models in the Flyer Wing. So the Eldar one is really good.
Yeah.
The Helldrake one is pretty good too. The first 2 actually basically give him twin linked. The 1 or 2, you can do Demon Forge every single turn.
Oh my gosh.
The 3 or 4, he gets twin linked in the shooting phase as long as he killed 1 model in the turn before.
Okay.
And then Icon of Slaughter, add 1 to the pursuit value. So he's actually is 5 or 6.
Is 5 or 6
So the
is
first one
that,
that you don't want to roll a
yeah,
5
you
or
want
6
to roll a
on.
1 through 4 to twin link your Bale Flamer.
Necron Wing, add 1 to their ballistic skill for 1 weapon in each shooting phase. Add 1 to the ballistic skill of all other flyers in the wing that shoot the same weapon. So if you take a bunch of Night Size, all their guns get
All
plus
their
1 ballistic
Teslas.
skill. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
3 through 4, you can reroll 1 of the saving throws for the wing leader each turn. You can reroll any saving throw for all the other flyers. So the
Wow.
Necron one actually affects like all the guys in the same detachment. Living Craft, the wing leader has it will not die.
So the Necrons don't like dog fights.
No,
Their
unfortunately.
wing leaders aren't good dog fighters.
The Orc ones are kind of silly. The Mech Boss one increases 6 inches to his range on his weapons. He also gets +1 strength on the 3 through 4.
Isn't that
And
good?
the Mordaka increase the number of shots made by the
weapons?
weapons on the boss flyer by 1. So,
Wow. So
not terrible. It's
that's
a bunch of extra shots.
that's pretty cool. I kind of expected like a ram or something. Actually, just
I can't see a war boss going into a fighter or something, but that's the mech boss. So
Yeah.
I guess there you go.
I would love to see orc flyers charging each other flyers in
They
the
should be able to
assault
like
phase.
just crash into each other.
Yeah, it's so orky.
Flying boss wing leader. Let's see, what did they get?
Oh, so this is the
Add
orc.
2 to the armor values of the fly boss flyer until it suffers a glancing or penetrating hit. That's not bad.
Oh, that's really good. So they get the Necron
Basically, 3 through 4 extra shooty. Roll on the mech boss wing leader table to see what special rule is received. Interesting. And then blessing of Gork. Roll a dice each time the flyer boss loses a whole point on 5 or 6. He ignores the loss.
They have a 5 up, feel no pain.
The Tau one is not super great. On a 1 or 2, they automatically get a marker light hit, but only the wing leader can use it.
Okay.
Target scramblers, they all get a 6+ invo save as long as they're within 12 inches of each other.
Okay.
And then improved data capture, the wing leader counts each marker light counter that they use as 2 marker lights.
Now, those are a little underwhelming.
Yes,
sadly.
unfortunately.
And then they have air war missions.
Yeah.
A lot of these are silly and fun, and completely unfair. I think
Oh, yeah,
I saw a mini wargaming video where there was one where there's 5 fortifications, and you had to destroy fortifications, and if you destroyed 3, it was a tie.
Yeah.
If you destroyed 4, you win. And if you destroyed 5, you got a crushing victory, and then vice versa. If they destroyed none or won.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Boarding planes would be pretty cool there.
Yeah.
All right, so flyer aces. So this is cool. If a pilot can survive long enough to score 5 kills, so as long as your flyer doesn't die for 5 kills, you can roll on this flyer ace chart. Ooh, and this is throughout the flyer's
Career.
career.
Oh.
So
So my My Storm Talon has a confirmed 28 kills.
But has he
Right
ever
now.
died?
He has, but he's only on the death table. He's only ever been rolled escape results. So he always manages to escape and find a new Storm Talon.
So these
right in.
Like we said, this part it would be so fun in like just like a narrative campaign
Yes.
or something like that.
Actually,
we're not even gonna really touch on it.
Actually, and GW is completely serious about using these in actual 40K game rules.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think personally for a tournament, TOs, hear me out on this. I think they should allow this, but just on a game by game basis.
Yeah, it'd be hard to go like, oh yeah, my flyer didn't die last game, and I got 5 kills, so now he gets to roll on this chart.
You're
And
right.
like, well, how do I verify?
Right, but if someone's Sunshock Bomber kills 5 units of whatever, I think they should get a roll on the chart.
Fair.
Why not?
Fair enough. So
Game's
they add
probably
in-
gonna be over anyways.
They added a new detachment. So it's an air superiority detachment. It's 1 flyer wing and then 2 optional flyer wings. So you can take up to 3 flyer wings for this detachment.
And this is just so every codex can just bring a flyer in case they need one, or if they don't want to bring a CAD or something, right?
So the command benefits: Air Commander. Pick a wing leader from this detachment to be its commander. If commander is in reserve, you can re-roll the dice in the
Interception subphase.
subphase if you have air superiority. And the commander is in reserve, you can add or subtract 2 from your reserve rolls rather than 1, and -2 to your opponents.
Oh, that's so good.
So not bad.
And this is as long as your
as you have air
wing leader is alive, or no? So if your wing
is
leader
true.
dies, you still have it. Wow.
So it's the command benefit. Let's see here. Command formation, you can roll once for all the wings in the detachment to see if they arrive from reserve. If the roll is successful, they all arrive. If it fails, none of them do. So you could potentially have 12 flyers coming on at the same time.
On the same roll. Yes.
That's pretty good. And then objective secured, all the flyers then go into hover, gain objective secured.
Yeah, all the transports. It's very specific. So your Storm Talons don't have OBSEC, but your Storm Ravens do.
And then they have all the flyers that gain all these benefits.
They didn't change. They didn't change much now. For IG players, you guys will notice that your Vendetta is not in this book. There's been a confirmed emails from GW saying essentially the Vendetta is the same as the Valkyrie. Silly faces.
Yeah.
Like just use the same template, which I interpret as oops, we forgot.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and use it. So this isn't completely official, but from a couple of reliable sources saying they got emails from GW talking about that. So
Yeah.
don't worry, IG players, Vendetta's not going away anytime
Pretty
soon.
useful.
Hopefully.
All right, so then they add in some formations. The Stormwing,
Which
is
we already
a
had.
formation,
And then they also added a 4-flyer formation
yeah.
with the new interceptor.
But I think
Stormhawk
they
interceptor.
gain different things.
Do they?
Could be
Okay,
wrong.
so let's
they
read it.
got data. What is that?
Data lattice.
Lattice. The formation Storm Raven gunship has the strafing run special rule. If the wing is in an attack pattern, that's pretty
Okay,
cool.
so that's new.
Orbital power dive, add 12 inches to the minimum / maximum moves of all models in this formation during the movement phase.
So they have to move 30 inches minimum, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's kind of.
Oh, only the turn they
the
first
first
arrive
time.
from reserve. In
And
addition,
any models that use the interceptor special rule to the attack models from this formation, snapfire.
okay, so I kind of like that. They're diving down from orbit
Yeah.
instead of flying on.
No,
That's
I like
cool.
this one, the Strike Wing. So it's 2 Stormhawk interceptors and 2 Storm Talon gunships. The twin leaders, so you can make both the Stormhawk interceptors your wing leaders, and then you get to roll on the chart twice for the wing leader bonuses.
Yeah. So actually, it's actually one storm. So you have 2 wing leaders. One is a Storm Talon and one is a Stormhawk interceptor.
Yeah.
And then I imagine you get to roll twice on the wing leaders for each
Yep.
of them.
So
Okay.
they have all the special weapons in here for all the different guns on all the different flyers.
Yeah. Grey Knights, they have a flyer. It's a Storm Raven.
Ooh.
Directly from the
You may
book.
have heard of it. So the Raven Wing, what is that?
Abductor Squadron.
Abductor Squadron. Ooh, they abduct ya. This formation's wing leader receives the special rules for vigilance attack patterns if the wing is in any type of attack pattern. So that's
Okay.
pretty cool. He gets +1 ballistic skill. Too bad
That's
Dark
cool.
Angel flyers are.
Now, from what I've
Optimal.
heard, the Storm Wolf flyers are really good because I think they became
They're so expensive.
attackers. They are really expensive.
Let's see what they are.
It's actually right there in the back of the data sheets.
Is it?
You can
Oh,
find out
it's
what
back here.
what kind of flyer they are based off. So they're attack
They are
flyers,
attack flyers.
and then the Stormfang gunship is a
fighter.
fighter.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right, so it's 2 Storm Wolves and 2 Stormfangs. That is expensive.
Yeah.
So you've got, consisting of either 2 Stormfangs or
Yeah, one flyer. Okay, so it's not that expensive.
yeah.
You do one or the other.
Hailstorm assault units that disembark from flyers in this wing have the fleet special rule. Not terrible.
That's not bad.
Then the Ice Storm, if an enemy unit suffers unsaved wounds from any dispersed Hellfrost attacks
Made by two
or more models from this wing, it is frozen. Until the start of the next turn, a frozen unit cannot voluntarily move in any way and has its weapon skill characteristic reduced to 1.
Holy crap.
That's not bad.
So if you,
You
hit
can't
a unit
move.
twice and you fail 2 Hellfrost saves, you're frozen. GG.
Just like the
You're not
movie
moving.
Frozen. No, there's no Helldrake one.
No.
That makes me sad.
I could have sworn there was a Helldrake
There is a
formation.
Dark Eldar one.
Okay, so let's see the Dark Eldar formation.
All right, so Dark Eldar, close escort. If the formation is an attack pattern, then the Razorwing Jet Fighters receive the Interceptor special rule until the start of their next turn, in addition to other benefits from the attack pattern confers. Let's see. In addition, enemy flyers cannot engage the Void Raven bombers from this formation in a dogfight if any of the Razorwing Jet Fighters from the formation are also in reserve. Wow. So the fighters protect the Void Ravens so that they don't get shot.
In the dogfight phase?
Yeah.
Right? Oh.
Priority target after deploying is complete. Pick one enemy unit as the priority target for this formation. All the flyers in this formation have preferred enemy when shooting at that target.
It's all right.
Terrible.
It's okay. Eldar Shroud of Kurnos. It's the Eldar formation.
Any Crimson Hunter from this formation that is within 8 inches of the wings. Wraith Fighter, add 2 to deny the witch rolls. In addition, the pilot from the Hemlock Wraith Fighter has the Shrouding Psychic special power.
Ooh.
That's actually not bad. And then Necrons, let's see. You can re-roll to wound rolls of 1 and armor penetration rolls of 1 for units from this formation if the target is an enemy HQ unit.
So
Enemy transfers. If the formation is in an attack pattern at the start of your turn, pick a single friendly Necron vehicle that is in reserve. That vehicle can deep strike to the battlefield within 6 inches of the night size from the formation and will not scatter. That is pretty cool.
that is really good. And this one's interesting. It's the formation is 1 flyer wing consisting of 1 night scythe and 2 to 3 doom scythes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's I actually wasn't paying attention to the other formations, but does that mean that they're just a unit? There are 1 separate flyer wing. So does that mean that any flyer wing can mix and match flyer models, or is it just these formations?
I think it's just these formations. No, actually, I don't know. Because the flyer wing, or the air superiority force, I think is just any flyer wing that you want. And a flyer wing, I think, consists of 2 to 4 flyers of your choice.
Okay.
But the formation's pretty cool. The Necron one is not bad, actually. I like that one.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
And
Necron
I mean,
flyers.
their wing commander is actually pretty good with their rolls on that chart. Oh, we got the Orc ones. Ooh. All right. So we got the Orc Squadron.
Squadron
Sky.
with a K.
It's Squadron. Best of the best. The life of an Orc flyboy is usually brutal. Oh, they put fluff in here. I don't want fluff. All the flyers in this attack wing add 1 to their ballistic skill and agility values on their profile, and have the skilled rider special rule.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
The big wing, when a squadron of orcs swoop down together on the attack, the orc flyboys become caught up in the wild thrill of blasting and the words. Oh, so much fluff in this. If all 3 flyer wings are in attack patterns at the start of the shooting phase, and each wing is within 24 inches of at least 1 flyer from each other wing, then all the flyers in this formation can move flat out and shoot.
Okay. So they can move flat out and shoot.
That, really. But anyways, the first one's good. Plus 1 ballistic skill. The other one is the custom Wazmob. The wing leader and all of the flyers in this formation receive a 3+ invo save if the wing is in a 4.
So it's fortitude attack. So if they're in that square, instead of a 4++, they have a 3++. And then there's also the new Orc flyer, the Wazbomb Dakajet.
The Wazbomb Dakajet's pretty cool. And then the Tau. Poor Tau. So they've got the advanced repair system. Roll a dice at the start of your turn. For each hull point that was lost on a 6, it restores it. Committed to the greater good. If formation is an attack pattern, the flyers in this formation receive the commitment to the greater good special rule. Till the start of your next turn, in addition to the other benefits of the attack pattern, roll a dice. If crew shaken or stunned is inflicted on a 2 through 6, the result is ignored, and that's it.
So you ignore crew shaken and crew stunned on a 2 through 6.
Congratulations. Sorry, guys. And then in the back, they've got a nice little chart that shows you all the different formations.
Yeah,
or the attack patterns.
That one's probably going to be the one people open to the most.
So yeah, it saves you some time. Tells you all the benefits as well. So pretty cool. All right, so hopefully this was very informative for you guys. Hopefully you guys have play tested it quite a bit. We'll be play testing ourselves, but as we said, supposedly the dogfight phase adds a lot of time to the game.
No, Frankie, what do you like for a tournament? Like, what do you like out of the book, or do you think it's all like?
I think it's great.
hogwash?
I think the extra 90 degrees really helps out flyers. I like the one reserve roll they all come on. Their superiority is kind of cool. The only thing that I don't really like is the dogfight.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think if you take out that entire phase and everything else, I think is totally fine. I like the bonuses to flyers because you don't see a lot of them as it is.
That's true.
And I think it would be a lot of fun. So
I don't think you can take out the dogfight phase completely because their superiority happens at the end of the phase.
I know, and there's a lot of other things that go into it. Like a lot of the bonuses they get are for the dogfight.
For the wing leaders and stuff, like you'd have to ignore all the 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
You know,
it would be challenging to use it without certain parts of it, but in my opinion, in a competitive environment, I would not want to add an entire new phase to the game.
Yeah, I think you could just do something simple like, for ease of tournament play, both players automatically choose to not do a dogfight.
Yeah.
And then that's that.
All right, so upcoming ITC events. We've got the Warhammer 40K State Championship, sponsored by Tier 1 and MJs in Anchorage, Alaska. DTC Mayhem, Hobbytown, USA, Westminster, Colorado. Coliseum of Comics, May 21st, Orlando, Florida. Albany Exterminatus and Flipside Gaming, East Greenbush, New York. Major event, we got the Alamo 40K GT, Red Star Gaming, San Antonio, Texas. Contest of Champions, May. We've got the Great Escape Games, Sacramento, California. And Gunja, the Bead Forest, May RTT, Cedar City, Utah.
Okay, so I'm excited for the Alamo 40K GT. I know Ben Moley. He lives in Texas, and it's a major, so he'll probably be going for that.
Yeah.
If you're going to Alamo GT, hit me up, frontlinegamingpdpop@gmail.com. If you do well, you can hit me up for a spot in my List Tech series.
Heck yeah.
I can't wait to hear from it. I think a lot of people like hearing about GTs, and they like hearing about lists and the people that went, and especially for people like me, I can't fly over to Texas at the end of May, you know.
And also, for those of you that are going to that tournament, make sure to get your War Games Con tickets because that's coming up soon as well in Austin. All right, list for review. So we've got a Demon Cad. We've got a Herald of Khorne, lesser reward. He also has a greater reward. Crimson Crown, Juggernaut of Khorne, and Greatest Locust of Wrath. Troops, he's got 2 3-man Nurgling squads. Elites, 6 Fiends of Slaanesh. Fast attack, 19 Seekers of Slaanesh. Instrument of Chaos, Icon of Chaos. And he's got the Heartseeker with a lesser reward. 10 Flesh Hounds of Khorne. 6 Plague Drones of Nurgle. Venom Sting. Plaguebringer has a lesser reward. He's got the Forge Host formation, which is 3 Soul Grinders. All 3 are Slaanesh. 2 of them have the Bombardment, and the other one has the Warp Gaze. And then he has a Void Shield generator with 2 additional Void Shields.
Well,
interesting list.
First glance, I hope you don't run into a battle company with lots of bolter shots.
Bolters would be very bad for the Seekers. Grav would be very bad for the Soul Grinders.
Yeah. You have so the idea is that he's creating kind of like 3 mini Death Stars, right? Because he's got the 19 Seekers with the instrument, so and the icon, so things can deep strike in on them. So now Soul Grinders, can they deep strike?
Yeah. Okay,
so maybe what he does is he runs the three God stars, because 1 from each god, up your opponent, and then you deep strike the soul grinders, and then the shield generator hangs back, and I guess stops from an alpha strike, protects you from an alpha strike a little.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it'd be a fun list for sure. I think you need more heralds personally. A
Yeah.
herald in each one of those little units will really help out.
Mm-hmm.
The Nurgle Herald's great. So is the Slaanesh Herald. The Slaanesh Herald's actually really good. You get rerolls to hit, and you get to pick your challenge. It's not.
It's really good.
Super good.
How good are Fiends of Slaanesh? I don't think I've ever played against them.
Fiends are okay. They're good against Psychers. They're beasts. They have 3 wounds, I believe. I don't know. I haven't seen Fiends on the table since 5th edition. So.
There might be a reason for that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When they charge, they -5 initiative to the opponent, so it helps out
Okay.
your other guys like your plague drones and stuff, so that they'll swing at the same time.
Okay.
Void Shield's awesome. Really helps out demons as well. It'll also protect your soul grinders if there is some graph. Cool. So I think it's a good list. Like I said, try to fit in some heralds into those other units. Maybe drop the seekers down a little bit. Maybe even drop a plague drone to get a Nurgle herald.
Yeah, I think another
that'll really
herald.
help.
Yeah, I think another herald to join one of the other Death Stars. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, guys, go ahead and shoot us some questions about Death from the Skies. Hope you guys have tried it out. Let us know. Nim visits.
Niv Mizzet.
What's the date for the next ITC vote? It'll be in June. We don't have an exact date. We'll have to compile all the information we have. Get ready for the vote. Hopefully, you guys have been trying out the new psychic powers. And yeah, that'll be on the vote. So, Axe of Entropy, what's the minimum you need to gain air superiority? Just 1 flyer? No, you have to have 2 flyers at least. in
Does
order
it?
to get
I
air
think it's just.
superiority.
I think it's just you have to have more. You have to have a flyer, and your opponent doesn't have a flyer.
Pretty sure you have to have
Let's double
enough
check.
for an attack wing.
Oh, maybe it's an attack wing. Maybe that's it. But yeah, I don't know. Let's find out.
One player has flyers reserved at the end of the dogfight phase. No, yeah, it's just if you have 1 flyer and your opponent does not.
Yep.
There
So
you go.
the minimum is 1.
Get that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too is the minus if you have the air superiority detachment, you get and you also roll divide and conquer and strategic to give you your opponent -1 to their reserve rolls.
6+.
They come in on a 6+. That is
You
that's
play a dropout
horrible.
army, the guy's like, oh no.
No, and if there was another way to give them another -1 of their reserve rolls, does that mean their reserves wouldn't come on until turn 4?
No, I think it
No,
would be a
it's just
6.
an automatic.
Yeah.
You succeeded on a 6+, on a 6, no matter what. That's still terrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Dirty Sheets. Why does it suck? It doesn't suck. Like, there are some good things in here. Like, the extra 90 degrees really helps out flyers. I think that's super good.
Dirty Sheets McSkeets.
Yep.
That's
that
yeah.
is it.
I don't think it sucks. I think it's complicated.
Axe of Entropy, does Death from the Skies make Dark Eldar better? Unfortunately, not.
Oh, I think
I think it makes them worse, actually.
does it? I mean
Because I think they're fighters. The Void Raven. Or
Uh-huh.
not the Void Ravens. The Night... Or what the heck are they called? I haven't played... Razor
Vo-
Wings.
yeah.
They're fighters.
so. The Razor Wings are fighters, and the other guys are bombers.
So,
they
Razor Wing fighters can only shoot at flyers.
and then the other one they have is a bomber.
Yep.
So they don't.
But the Razor Wings come with 4 missiles that are large blasts.
Oh man.
So they're
What's
good.
the strength
They're supposed
of
to
the-
be good at shooting at ground targets.
Ah.
But in this detachment, or in this book, they get -1 if they're shooting at ground targets because they're a fighter.
I mean, there are blasts, so
Yeah.
Eh.
But I mean, they have that. They have 2 Dark Lances, and they have a Splinter Cannon. So they're built for shooting at ground targets. And unfortunately, you get -1 plus 6 heal.
okay. Well,
And the Void Raven Bomber is, it's okay. It's not terrible. GIF Life, can experimental Forge World units be used in ITC such as the Varna? Yes.
I don't think there are any more experimental
It's
Forge
not-
World units.
Yeah, experimental is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, I think they went away with that.
Airman 1227 for War Games Con. Why is there not a Beer Hammer tournament? I'm not sure.
That's a
We're
great
actually
question.
not running it this year. We're just helping them sell the tickets. So yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. We will be there playing. Fossing DK. If you are cutting the dogfight phase, will you figure out something for the air superiority? It states it happens at the end of the dogfight phase. Yeah, so if you just cut it out, it'd be at the beginning of the turn, I guess.
I mean, like I said earlier, Fossing DK, I think it's easier for TOs to just say both players agree that there will not be a dogfight this turn.
Yes.
And then, because like there's still an assault phase if an assault doesn't happen, right? So there'll still be a dogfight phase. So you still get the phase. I don't see why you'd have to just cut it out.
Inky Bones, can we vote to ignore the whole Death from the Skies books? If that's what the community wants, then yes, that is what we will do. Tomb King, Death from the Skies, but people are looking for a ruling on Sanctuary for Imperial Knights, not placing the Ion Shield while also labeled as an Ion Shield. People are trying to say they have 2 4++ shields, one for 2 separate sides.
I don't understand the argument.
I don't know what your question is, buddy.
If you want to clarify that, Tomb King, that'd be awesome.
Are you talking about the Warlord trait or whatever that gives you an extra shield? CW Dub, what do you think about the rules for non-fighter flyers losing Skyfire? It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I get that some flyers are supposed to be good at killing other flyers because they're fighters. Other flyers go really fast. They fly at higher altitudes, and I don't see how like a storm talon could keep up with like a Hemlock fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I get it makes sense, but it does hurt flyers in general.
Let's see. Eder, I have no idea how to pronounce that. How about flying monsters, creatures versus flyers? Do they lose Skyfire too?
Yes.
Nope. Oh, do they?
Yeah. Well, because remember.
Oh, that's right. You always snap fire at a zooming flyer. Now.
Yes. And then Axis of Entropy, can you gain air superiority without any dogfights happening, or do you need to win a 4+ rule for dogfights to happen? You can get it without any dogfights happening. Yeah. Like we said earlier, it happens at the end of the dogfight phase.
Which is a new phase that happens at the beginning of the turn.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the flying monster creatures keep the rule, Pablo, for Skyfire.
I think they do too. I think the flyer book only
Skyfire.
Okay, so flying monsters creatures can still choose to shoot at flyers.
Yeah, they just don't participate in the dogfight phase or Tyranids. They're always going to get air superiority. So Team King's asking about a Lancer. I don't know. Send us an email or post it on the ITC rules questions page. I'm not sure about that one. We'd have to actually look at the book.
Okay, so it makes so it's a Lancer relic. Makes it have 6+ all the way around, I believe. Doesn't have an ion shield. It can buy a relic ion shield and then have an ion shield and an ion gauntlet.
So it's like a piece of war gear.
So it's an ion shield, and then they can buy, or they have an ion gauntlet shield.
Yeah.
I see.
Just Team King, make sure to submit that to the ITC rules submission form. We are taking time every single day to get those rules questions answered. Sorry for the delay. We just had to put it into a schedule and get it all done. So.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, though, I would treat it as the Lancer ion shield, whatever that war gear is called. I would say just treat that as an ion shield, just for ease of use.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Next Monday we will have Meta Busting Monday: How to Beat Psychic Death Stars. And this Friday, Reese will be back, so we'll be able to have him participate.
And you know how much he loves Death Stars.
Heck yeah. And then make sure to tune in tomorrow, Tuesday Night Fight. See Jason's new list versus... We haven't decided yet. Something. We'll get it figured out today and we'll get it all posted up. So thanks, guys. Have a good one.